Ready? Ready? We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
Oh no! That's so mean.
Hi, Chance. Do you have anything to say? Nothing? Little. So we just got home from taking Alex to the doctor. And we thought we'd come home to our lovable little puppy. But look what we come home to. This is ridiculous, Chance. Look at the carnage that is our bathroom. I'm so disappointed. You should be ashamed of yourself. He wants to go back in Dwayne Reed. He remembers being in there before. I was a horrible owner and I took Chance and Dwayne Reed with me a few times and he loved it. He absolutely loved it.
He lied about it.
I didn't lie about it. When did I lie?
You said that he was allowed.
I said he was allowed because I saw other people doing it. So I didn't lie about anything. Yes, there is a sign posted that says no dogs. Did I get away with it 2 times before getting in trouble? Yes, I did. He had a blast. The tile was a little too slippery for him though. Taking Chance to the dog park. This is actually a really cool dog park. It's underneath an overpass for FTR Drive. And it's right next to the river. It's dog park! Puppy! Yeah.
Can you have an extra bag?
Yeah, we should.
Actually. Oh, you got a pose. I like that pose. Chance, look over here. Chance, look over here. Chance, over there. Chance. Out of this. Over there. Look. Oh. You got a cute picture.
Well, this is us trying to take a mirror picture, apparently. We have this giant mirror disc across the street from our apartment. And it kind of worked. Good morning, guys. It's game day. I'm on the way to the grocery store to get some supplies. We're going over to Alex's parents' place today to watch both the games. I'm going to be the chef today. As Alex said earlier, I'm the cook in the family. I take great pride in my work. So we're off to find lots of goodies for me to make. I don't really have a plan. I usually don't have plans when it comes to cooking. I just kind of walk around, find ingredients that look good, and go with that. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl! Hey guys, so yeah, I'm very excited that the Broncos made it to the Super Bowl. I've been cheering for the Broncos since I was a little kid. And we have not been to the Super Bowl since Elway was actually still playing. And now he's slightly older. He's in the front office. And I think he's put together a pretty good team. And they're coming to my hometown, actually my current hometown, here in New York to play the game. So I'm super excited. There's lots of cool stuff going on around here in the city for the Super Bowl. And we'll try to show you guys some of that cool stuff. We took some shots around a store yesterday with a really cool pop-up shop. With a really cool pop-up shop that the NFL is doing. All kinds of jerseys, all kinds of cool gear. There's going to be lots of concerts. I think they're setting up something called the Super Bowl Boulevard that's going to be really exciting. So more to come on that end. Boom. Done. What do you got, Chance? There's a tree in there. There's a tree in that bag.
What was the highlight of your weekend?
watching Alex's face when she decided on what wedding band she wanted.
Oh.
And the Broncos.
I was gonna say, I was looking for the Broncos.
We'll get into the Broncos later.
Like what?
Like what? What do you mean?
What are you gonna talk about?
How awesome Peyton Manning is.
How awesome is he?
He's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you like Broncos when you're from North Carolina?
We didn't have a football team when I was a little kid.
I'm such a fake fan. Bandwagon. So I got my PET scan results back. There's good news and bad news. The good news is that the tumor has continued to shrink, so that means it's not growing, so that's awesome. And the brightness actually has even gone down, so it's even less bright than it was in my PET scan a couple weeks ago. The bad news is that it's not totally gone, it's still brightening up. So there's two possibilities of what this could be. One is that it's just inflammation. The really annoying thing with PET scans is that even just inflammation brightens up, and there's, obviously going to be inflammation and scarring from radiation because I had 30 days of radiation being zapped to my chest. So, there's obviously going to be inflammation there. So the better result from this is that it's just inflammation. It's not actually cancer brightening up. And that means I'm in remission technically, and that I can just go into stem cell transplant like my original plan was. In order to see if it's just inflammation or if there's still lymphoma left, I am going to have a needle biopsy on Thursday. This is like my fourth or something one, so it's not even a nerve-wracking anymore. They just give you really loopy, they give you medicine that makes you really loopy, and you're awake, but like you don't give a crap that they are sticking a needle in your chest. At least the hospital that I've had them done both here at Sloan Kettering and back in Virginia where I had my first rounds of treatment last year. They put this little grate on your chest, and they use the PET scan to kind of measure where, to estimate where the brightness is in your tumor, because not the entire tumor is brightening up. It's just little spots inside of it, and they stick a needle. Well, first they numb you up, obviously, so you don't feel this. Feel it as much. And they stick a needle and poke it a couple times and take little samples out of the tumor. And those results come back really quickly. It's like, you're so loopy. I remember the first one pretty vividly because I was so nervous about it. And you're just like laying on the table, and it's kind of like a cartridge, like a like sensation. And this might be totally wrong. This is just my loopy memories of this. But it's like, I just kept giggling when they kept doing it to me, which is really weird. But yeah, that's on Thursday. And then they'll either say, we couldn't find any cancer and we think it's just inflammation. The kind of iffy thing about that is that because they're not like taking out the entire tumor, in theory, they might miss the spots where it's bright. So the biopsy might say there's no lymphoma left, but it might still be that they just missed it. But my oncologist at Sloan Kettering said that if the biopsy comes back negative, meaning that it's just inflammation, they think that's brightened up, he's going to present my case to the transplant board, who makes the decision whether the patient's ready for transplant, recommending that I do just go into transplant so I can get this show on the freaking road. If worst case of the two, the biopsy finds lymphoma still left, I'll have to delay my stem cell transplant because you have to be in remission to go into transplant. And I will probably go on one of two clinical trials that are just starting up. And that's not like a scary thing. Like, clinical trials, I think, have a negative connotation about like, oh, there's no options left and now you have to go to science. That's not the case. That just means that some of the best stuff is yet to be approved by the FDA. So if there's something that's awesome coming down the road, then I'm clearly going to vote to have that instead of old treatment. So it's this, I can't remember the category of drugs. Immunotherapy, the two clinical trials that I might be registered in are called immunotherapy, and that's when they activate your immune system to fight the cancer. I knew I'd get it. Yes. I can't remember the other one. But both of them basically like up your immune system and up your body's like fighting power to fight the cancer kind of like yourself. Like instead of chemo being injected into your system and the chemo killing the cancer drugs, this will train my body to kill them myself, which sounds really cool. So, but hopefully I won't have to do. And I'll just do those until the cancer disappears and then go into stem cell transplant. Which, with the wedding coming up, if I go into stem cell transplant in February, I will be good to go, like, right before the wedding. And, like, right after the wedding, I can go back to work and just forget about this nonsense. So I'm clearly hoping for a clear biopsy and that my doctor can convince his colleagues to let me just go into transplant. So that'll probably be in the middle of February if that's the case. And if not, I will start these clinical trials around the same time. The other big development is that because, you know, that's like a couple weeks from now before I even will start any kind of treatment, my doctor was like with this infection a couple weeks ago, and like it's been 5 months. I've had this catheter in my chest. He's like, we're just gonna pull it out. Like we're pushing it. It's still in there. So while it is, yes, frustrating that I'm getting it out after having it for 5 months and really only using it like 5 times, I will be able to wear bras again and real clothes and just feel like a real person and be able to like clean my room because I couldn't bend over and pick things up with these tubes hanging out of my chest. So that's awesome. While I am, yes, frustrated, I'm looking on the positive side about the amount of clothes that were just open to my options and I can actually do stuff. So that's the news, that's the update. I should know more probably beginning of next week after the biopsy results, and then I'm meeting with my oncologist the 7th after he either won, 7th of February, after he either convinces the transplant group to let me in and I'm like getting pumped for transplant, or 2, he's taken this couple weeks and enrolled me in these clinical trials, and then I can start the clinical trial. So that's my update. Have a biopsy on Thursday, and I should know more on February 7th.
At that point, to be able to establish.
We're gonna see what Chance does with this bad boy.
So what's the strategy?
To get him to run through these bottles.
No
and see
way.
His reaction.
$10 says he doesn't do it.
I hope we can get him to do it.
Look, our Christmas tree.
Yeah, we haven't figured out what to do with it.
It's off the front door.
But it's there. You know, we're baby steps.
Alright. I'm going to knock this over by accident. I know.
Just bounce it right before and it'll bounce high. Just like that. See?
Oh, that's close. Ready?
Throw the green one.
Kenzie! I called it. He's like, oh my god, there's noise over there.
Ready? Ready? I'm gonna go. We're gonna flick it.
Oh no, it's so cruel. That's so mean. See, Daddy, I hate you. I agree.
He usually loves plastic water
I
bottles.
know. It's not when he's thrown at them.
I ran with him.
Give him a treat.
Come here, buddy.
Oh, treat. Treat. A treat.
Oh.
Oh.
I won't make you work too hard. See it? Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy.
Oh, maybe not. There you go. There he goes. Here he is. Ready? Get it. That's what we wanted. Here we go. We just have to chuck them at him.
Christmas.
Oh, he's running.